How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel if you're brand new. Today, we're doing another live stream. I'm not actually sure when the next one will be after this, so we'll make the most of this one. I did one a few days ago, if you saw that, against Union Berlin's rivals, Hertha Berlin. That was a big success for Forest, 3-1 win. Lard Taylor got both of the goals, as well as quite a terrible own goal on Hertha Berlin's behalf. 36 people in straight away. Thank you very much for that. I just thought I'd do, it makes sense being as I got the stream available to do another one. I'm going to be at the final two pre-season matches next week against Notts County and Valencia, both at Meadow Lane. So, stay tuned for that. Vlogs returning next week, which I'm very excited about. Just literally player finals last time I did a vlog. So that'd be great to do that again. I should really get the lineup on screen, shouldn't I? First of all, got people in the chat, of course. So thank you very much for that. Everyone who is in here, hope you're having a good day. Got Charlie, Connor. Been a while since I've seen you in here, mate. How you doing? Chaz and Haz, it's a good name. How you doing? Matt. I'm not going to try and pronounce your name because I probably would get it wrong, but thank you very much for being in here. Jack as well, thank you very much as well. Having a good day, everyone. So the lineup, it's starting to take shape, isn't it, really? I think the early stage of the preseason, it was looking a little bit thin, quite youthful. But in that starting 11, really, besides maybe Alex Myton and maybe Jack Colback, it's pretty much, I think, what you'd probably expect for the starting 11 to be in the Premier League, to be honest. I think the bench is obviously still taking shape. I haven't got Jesse Lingard in there today. And yes, I'm not just saying that. We've actually signed Jesse Lingard, which I'm still trying to process, to be honest. I don't know where he is, but ultimately, he will be available, I'm sure, very soon. It's going to be very, very surreal to watch him play for Forest for at least a season. Signed a 1-year deal. For any Union Berlin fans in there, I will show you your lineup. Only I would be lying if I said I knew much about your team. That's your lineup. I know your goalkeeper. Forest were actually linked with him like years ago, so I do know him. But other than that, yeah, I'm not. Believe it or not, I don't know that much about Union Berlin's team. However, I do know they got European football last season, so there can't be any mugs, can they? So it should be a very good test for us today. And it went very well, of course, against their rivals Hertha Berlin a few days ago. And 2 more pre-season matches coming up as well, of course, against Notts and Valencia. Other people coming into the chat. Philip, how are you doing from Portugal? Wow, good to see you in there. Can we watch the game? No, we can't, unfortunately. I'm watching it, obviously, hence why I'm doing this watch along. But again, I can't actually show you it because that is against the law, really. I can't do that, unfortunately. But I will try my best to tell you what's going on, and as well as just talking about Forest and stuff in general, it is live for me. I don't know about you. Woods, good to see you, mate. Shout out to Woods. We did a Radscast episode yesterday, our very, very inconsistent podcast. So that should be coming out tomorrow, maybe, or Monday. So stay tuned for that. It's just us waffling, me and as well as maybe Bray, just us waffling about Forest mainly. So that'll be out soon. Stay tuned for that. Owen, good to see you in here. I'm just popping in 3-1 prediction. I'll take that, of course. Do we know why our home friendlies are being played at the Pirelli and Meadow Lane? Good question. I think maybe we're just trying to avoid playing at the City Ground before we actually play a Premier League match, maybe. And I heard we are, kind of like trying to get the stadium suitable because like they're doing it up and that. Not to the extent where they're building the new stand just yet, but ultimately, I think they are just tarting it up and making sure it's all 100% ready for the new season, a Premier League season, by the way, which is mental to say. The game is kicking off very shortly. In fact, just seeing Joe Wall lining up in our new away kit for the second time. War against Barnsley, of course, the other day in a goalless draw. Is that? Yeah, I don't recognise that Hertha Berlin play. They got a cool kit though, have to be said. Red and white stripes, red shorts, red socks. Have I missed any comments? Think it's to get the stadium ready for the new season. Yep. Just backing up what I said, Lloyd. Yeah, I think that's about right. Thoughts on Lingard? Oh yes, massive signing, isn't it? I know some people are a bit 50-50 with it, with his wages and that, but ultimately we need a bit of Premier League quality, don't we? And a bit of know-how. And in my opinion, I think it's an excellent signing. Bit of a low-risk one, really, as well, when it comes to the fact it's only 1 year. And if we were to get relegated, he would leave, wouldn't he? Tom, good to see you in here. How you doing, Charlie? Brentford losing to fellow Bundesliga side Wolfsburg. That's not good for Brentford. Who do you want us to sign the most out of all the linked players? I don't really want us to sign too many more, to be honest, but we do need maybe 1 or 2 more. Games kicked off, by the way. I know we're linked with Maxwell Cornet, which again would be crazy. I'd be a massive fan of that move. We do need him because we are still a little bit thin when it comes to depth up front. And we've been linked with Dennis and possibly getting back Keenan Davis. Personally, I'd like us to try and get Davis back. I know he's a bit injury prone. Maybe Dennis would be better because he's more proven. But yeah, it's I'll take whoever we bring in, to be honest. I trust the recruitment team. Love you, Rads. I'll say 2-0 Forest. Okay, I'll take that very much. The life game, appreciate it. The City ground is getting improvements. The PL like VAR and changing the media lighting. Right. Well, there you go. That explains why we're not playing at home, actual home. But yeah, obviously next week, Valencia and that Burton game we played the other week should have technically been at the City ground, really, shouldn't they? Not Burton, Hertha. They should have really been at the City ground. I look forward to that, though, very much. It'll be one hell of an atmosphere, won't it? So not even just over a minute in. Not really much has happened, not going to lie. Stephen Griffiths, how you doing, pal? Anyone else remember when West Ham fans were down to earth? Yeah, if you've seen West Ham fans on Twitter, they're not happy with Forest, which I can kind of understand, but at the same time, they're being really quite bitter about the whole Lingard thing. Dennis Deal is dead, by the way. We're pushing for Lingard. Yeah, I didn't really see it coming, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not too upset about that. He's a great player, but I'm sure we'll get it. We'll get the right man in, won't we? I don't know how Derby got on, Ivan, to be honest. I won't lie. Tom says 3-2 Forest. We'll take that. I mean, ultimately it's pre-season, isn't it? But we look at our pre-season gone so far for Forest. Obviously, we got a great result against Hertha. Obviously, Barnsley was a little bit boring. I couldn't watch it, so I can't really comment on how it went. Burton was a steady win, and Coventry was, can't even really count it, can you? It was just getting up and running, really, that game. Derby lost 3-1. Who to? Who did they lose to? I don't really care about Derby, quite frankly. Forest 2-0 against Union Berlin. Lingard's not playing, mate, believe it or not. I'm sure he'll be playing in the near future, but he's not playing. But yeah, it'll be a great time to see Awani score, wouldn't it? He needs to get that first goal, and what a better time to do it than against his old employers. Oh, lost to Leicester. Right, that's pretty funny. Yeah, he's not playing once I've always read. Check Twitter. He's not playing. In fact, I did have it up earlier, but I'll lose the game if I get it up now. Who's up front? Awani, mate. I'm not even sure what the formation is. I'm not sure whether Brennan's playing next to him or out on the wing. I think he's probably more out on the wing because they've got Mighton playing as well, and I don't particularly think Mighton's playing as a number 10. Derby lost 3-1 to Leicester. That's a real shame, isn't it? Well, let's have a moment of silence for Derby. That's enough time, I think. Has the stream started for anyone else? Yes, it has, Grant. For me, anyway. Not sure about you. But yeah, it started. Good to see some of the new lads getting more minutes as well. Tell you what, being as once the Red was asking about what the lineup is, I'll get it up again. Yeah, there we go. This is the lineup for anyone that's just joined. 96 people in. Thank you very much for that. Appreciate that, everyone. If you are new, of course, to the channel, hit the like button, subscribe to Rads if you're new. I'd really, really appreciate it. It would go a long way. But that is the lineup. Lots of new players in there, still a few regulars. You know, the back three from last season still intact. That was a good chance there for Union Berlin. Best chance of the game, I'd say, so far. And I would be lying if I said I knew who took the chance, because I don't know hardly anything about their side, to be honest. However, they're a Europa League level team, aren't they? So we can't make fun of them too much. Anyone on IPTV found where you can watch the game? I'm not going to condone any dodgy websites or anything, so I'm not going to say whether that's appropriate or not. It's a bit of a scramble, that. Mainly been in their own half so far. 5 minutes in. Who are the 3 players you're most excited about next season? If you're talking about the new signings, I'd probably say, I mean, everyone's got to be excited about Lingard, haven't they, really? I'd say Lingard, Williams, definitely. And I'm really looking forward to seeing how Niakate evolves. He's looked really good so far. Keen to see how Lewis O'Brien can get going in the midfield. I think that is an excellent piece of business. I think we may very well get maybe another 1 or 2 in, to be honest. I don't want us to go too... We've already gone pretty extreme, haven't we? But ultimately, it was needed. It was either that or have a really bad team, you know. I've seen some people saying we're doing a Fulham, which is easy to say, but ultimately, I think you have to look into it a bit more. Fulham, when they were promoted, as far as I'm aware, they didn't have a load of loan players in their team, did they? And then they lost their main goalkeeper. I don't know the ins and outs, but we did, and we kind of had to replace all of them. Plus, ultimately, some of the lower down players arguably aren't going to be able to cut it in the Prem. So I think it was the right call. Is the stream still the same quality? No, actually. You're talking about the Coventry one. I did Coventry, and it was terrible quality. Not my stream. Hopefully, my stream is very good quality. But this stream that I'm watching, it wasn't good quality at all. But Hertha was very good, to be honest. No problems here, and it's the same with this one, which is how it should be, really. David, I paid for the stream. How do I watch it? You go on the Forest website, go to matches, click on the one at the top, which is this one, and then watch live. If anyone is wondering how to watch it, that's how you watch it. Forest TV. Toffolo, that was a good ball in. As he was falling over, he went straight into the hands of Union Berlin's keeper. I'm looking forward to seeing how Toffolo does. I'm looking forward to seeing how all of them do, but particularly, like we were mentioning earlier, all the new lads I think have got potential. Hence why we signed them, So it should be very exciting. If anyone's got, you've already been asking me, if anyone's got any questions, by all means, let me in the comments below. 107 people in. Thank you very much for that. Appreciate that, everyone. Please hit the like button, subscribe if you're new as well, please. That'd be massively appreciated. What do you think about BT being our possible sponsor? Oh, I've not heard about that. We need a sponsor, don't we? I think it would finish off the shirt, all the shirts. We're going to get a third one, aren't we? We've already seen it. It's just not even been announced. It's better than a betting company, isn't it? Like, anything besides a betting company. Like, I just don't think that's what you should have. You shouldn't really condone betting. But yeah, we'll see. I'm sure we'll probably surely announce one before the season starts. I would have thought so. In regards to the question earlier, who you most excited about out of the new signings? Tom says Lingard, Henderson, Williams, and Unserad says the same, but he puts in Awani for Henderson. I think that's a fair call. I'm really excited to see Nico Williams, and particularly, Lingard's not got as long left in his career, but like just the fact we signed someone of his like know-how and public eye, really, like, just looking at his followers and the exposure he gets on social media, to see us sign someone with that much exposure. He's got like 10 million followers on Instagram, which is just mad compared to all of our other players. But yeah, I'm sure it's weird. We've had quite a few sponsors, haven't we, recently? We had Football Index and they went bust. And we got Box T, and now we're going to get a brand new one after this. Well, it's been pretty even so far, to be honest. But ultimately, it is pre-season, isn't it? So it's not going to be like maximum intensity. Are you going to get to the Women's Euro final? No, I'm not. I'll watch it, but I won't be actually there. To be honest, I haven't watched enough of it, to be honest. I watched our game against Spain. Excellent comeback from the Lionesses. So, yeah, it'd be pretty cool if you go to that kind of match. I want Shipstones or Labettes. Good times, yeah. Go back in time and get one of those back. That would be pretty cool, wouldn't it? Very retro. I think ultimately, I like our away kit, but I said this the other day. I think this away kit that we're wearing, this yellow one with royal blue, was a good clearance away from Nico Williams. I think it would look better if it was like this shade of blue, dark blue. I think if it was yellow and like this shade, it would look way better, in my opinion. I mean, the third kit looks like a bus seat. I quite like it. I mean, it's pretty wacky. It's like if you saw Tottenham had a kit last season that was like a bus seat, basically. It's kind of similar in ways, just a little bit mental. Only not mental like our third kit last year, because I don't even really know how to describe that shirt, to be honest. And it's certainly iconic now after what we did in it. But ultimately, yeah, it's not a bad kit, really. Labettes became Budweiser. I mean, I don't mind where we have to be honest, but like, if we're going to go for a retro sponsor, that would be pretty cool, wouldn't it? Can you see the potential in Iwani, or do you think we need the goals to come from elsewhere? Good question. I think it's a time thing, really, with him. He's adapting to a completely different league. Maybe that's playing a part. And ultimately, it's a tough one, really. We're going off how many games he's played now, like 5 games. It's difficult to say. I think we do need to. If he's struggling in the Premier League, then maybe we should be a bit concerned. But I think we've clearly signed him for a reason. We have to trust in the recruitment team, and they've played a blinder since they've been here, or since Cooper's been there anyway. So we've obviously signed him for a reason. £17 million is not a bad player. I think what we were trying to do is like, if we didn't have Keenan Davis, we wanted someone similar to him, like just a battering ram. If we can't have what Keenan was exactly that, and I think definitely Awani is exactly the same kind of build, isn't he? So I think that's what we're trying to go for, just a big bulky striker up front that will just score goals. And yeah, I think, to answer your question, I think you do see potential, but I think it's going to take a bit of time for him to adapt, and then maybe it's also confidence. He scores one goal and he'll start scoring loads. Hopefully, anyway, that's the case. Oh, Cash scored an own goal, did he? I know that Jimmy Garner got minutes for Man United today, and I know that Jed Spence is on the bench for Spurs, which is pretty sad. But then again, we've replaced him with Nico, so I don't mind. Nick says, "Oh boy, the arrogant responses from the nobodies that Forest had the audacity to sign Lingard, and West Ham and fans who thought it was a done deal now saying we don't want him." Yeah, totally. Literally, the way West Ham fans have gone about it is pretty hilarious. I think it's pretty funny how Forest dealt with it. We lost Spence and we wished him well. Most people did anyway. And then Lingard, West Ham fans were like envying him, just, treating him as God. And now he's left to go to Forest and, they don't like him. And it's a bit fickle, really. Yes, I have seen how Derby did from a comment just up here earlier. They lost to Leicester, which is a rotten bit of luck, isn't it? How's the team playing? It's early days, 15 minutes in. It's been pretty even. Both teams have had half chances. I'd say Union probably had the best chance after 5 minutes. It was a great save from Henderson, but yeah, it's pretty evenly matched, Adam. Awoniyi's looked sharper in the game so far. Yeah, it'll get going, in my opinion. We can't judge him too quickly. We can't judge any of these new lads too quickly, and even the current players, the ones that have never played in the Premier League before, that will need to adapt to playing in it. We can't be, we can't judge them too quickly, is the point, really. I'd like to see Budweiser become the new sponsor. It'd be pretty different, wouldn't it? Why not, I say. Here's Harry Toffolo. Goes for goal. Oh, that's a good chance, Good save. That would have been one hell of a way to introduce yourself. Quite away from the penalty box, went for goal. I think that's a really smart bit of business, He's probably going to have to start the season with this injury to Omar Richards, which ain't ideal. But ultimately, I do think Harry Toffolo is an excellent option as a backup. He probably was one of the best left backs or players in the Championship last season, which is ironic when we also had O'Brien that was probably the same, but obviously as a midfielder. Every time I want to spell Awoniyi, I need to go to his website. Yeah, I can spell it. I just can't say it properly. I'm definitely butchering it. We'll get there. I'm sure we will. I mean, I'm trying to think of an example. We couldn't say Zinkernagel properly, and now we can say that with ease. He didn't hit the post. It was, a pretty shrewd save from the keeper, from Toffolo, that was. Here's Nico Williams, edge of the box. He's so good on the ball. Didn't really work though, cleared away. Have Adidas as the main sponsor. I used to like our Adidas kits. That's an Adidas kit, actually. But, I think Macron have done really well for us. Besides the 2021 season, where it was one of the blandest home shirts I've ever seen us wear, which kind of summed up the season, really, didn't it? I think they've done a great job in terms of making our kits, really. Nick says, from Lingard himself, Forest started talking to him at least a month ago. Yeah, I know in his interview he said Armanakis, the owners, obviously, of Forest, were the ones that ultimately convinced him to join us, which probably isn't difficult given how persuasive they can be. And I'm sure Cooper played a big part as well. He definitely did. If you picked up the new kit or waiting for the sponsor, I've ordered it. Only it's taken an age to arrive. I don't know why it's taking so long. Only it seems to be the same for everyone. But I think I'm meant to get it Monday or something, so that would be good. But I'm very excited to wear a Forest shirt with Premier League badges on the side. It's going to be amazing. That. Only I think when the sponsor comes out, I'm not sure whether I will. I probably will, but I might go and just get it, engraved onto the shirt at the shop or something. Only ultimately it's the shirt that matters, isn't it? What's the team like? Yeah, it's pretty strong, you know. It's besides maybe Mighton and Colback, and that's probably a bit harsh on both of those two. It's not far away from what would probably happen to be start in the league, because you know I think every game now I've been seeing the team take shape a little bit more. So yeah, we're getting there for sure, in my opinion. Thoughts on the new Forest kit? I just joined your stream. Well, thank you very much for that. Yeah, like I mentioned earlier, I quite like the away kit. It's not the best away kit we've had. I mean, this kit, for instance, I think is better from a few years ago. I think we're still getting used to it. Obviously, you know, both away kits last season were pretty mental. And at first, none of us really liked it. You know, I didn't like the third kit at all, and it became iconic. So I really like it now, obviously. But yeah, I think really it's decent. The home kit is good, but ultimately the patterns on the side, they don't really stand out. So it kind of looks a little bit bland from a distance, but ultimately it's a red shirt, and you know it does the job. And we've had worse kits. Like it's better than the kit I mentioned earlier from 2020-21. That was pretty boring in my opinion. But yeah, I quite rate them, to be honest. I'd love to have number 3, the one that Chelsea have. Yeah, the only downside with that though is if you lose 3-0, you just know what's going to happen. They're just going to put memes on Twitter of, you know, the Forest logo like on this side when they put a 0, Forest logo here, 0, then the team that we've lost 3-0 to. So yeah, that can kind of backfire when it comes to Twitter and social media material. But you know, I think it would look pretty good actually. Who do you think would be the best player next season? That's difficult to say, really. I think you can always rely on McKenna, and I think Nick Carter would be pretty good, to be honest. I think all of them will, to be honest. I mean, that's probably a question for all of you to answer. Like, you know, who do you think would be the best player? Who do you think will stand out the most in this upcoming season, everyone? Because it's going to be really interesting to see how we all adapt to it. Because ultimately, there's lots of new players. We're going to have to gel together, and it's quite a good job, really, that we've got like 7 pre-season matches. You know, so ultimately, that's a lot of time for the players to bond together. Yes, it is a good game actually, Pets and Plants. I do. It's not been unbelievable, but it's been pretty evenly matched. 2 teams playing very well. You know, 2 teams with good ambitions for the season. Really, you know, like Union in the Europa League, which for the first time in like 20 years, win the Premier League for the first time in 20 years, 23 years. So lots of things to look forward to in both teams' seasons. They're on the attack here, though. Ball into the box. That's a good save from Henderson. What a keeper he's going to be. What a replacement. You know, you lose Brice Samba unexpectedly and you sign Dino. It's a shame he's on loan, though. But then again, it's not like last season where we had 5 loanees. We've got 1. So nowhere near as bad, really. Jordan Smith, I totally agree. He's going to be the one that sticks out 100%. If he plays a game, which I doubt, but yeah, good shout, mate. Has to be Niakate, McKenna, or Williams. Niakate. Okay, people are really heavy on Niakate. Can you what on this, Raz? Can you commentate? Well, I am commentating, but not much is really like going on. Like it's quite even. I'm just talking about it whenever anything happens, really. Okay, here's my comment. Dean Henderson's wearing a baseball cap because it's so sunny, which is always quite unique when you see a goalie doing that. I'm not John Watson, you know. I try my best to commentate just from time to time, but most of the time I'm just talking about, you know, what people are talking about in the comments and just what I'm seeing, really. So that's the whole point in my watch-alongs really, which aren't that often when you add it all up. But yeah, how long we're in? 25 minutes nearly, and it's been pretty even. It has been pretty even. Easy top 10, Forza Forest. Well, I'll take that. 100%. I mean, I'll take 17th and upwards, to be honest, but I think we will be a bit higher. I think we will catch a few people off guard, in my opinion. How do you think Forest will start the first few matches of the season? I think Forest will start brightly, similar to how Sheffield United did. They got to like 5th at one point in 1920. They did, yep. Definitely. Yeah, I mean, they were in that 5th and they ended up getting 9th, which ultimately was still an unbelievable season. And, I'll take that for sure. But so long as we don't completely and utterly capitulate like they did in the second season, I'll take that for sure. But, it's difficult to predict, really, isn't it? Yeah, definitely Union are better than Hertha Berlin. Hertha did nothing special at all in the Bundesliga last season, and Union Berlin got European football, so it's a huge deal for them. Do you think a third kit will be released? Well, yeah, it looks like it's going to be, because there's been leaks on Twitter and even in the Lingard behind the scenes video that it was hanging up, if you look carefully, on the clothes rail but behind Lingard at one stage. So Forest have leaked their own kit, really, haven't they? Where do you watch the game? It's on Forest TV, mate. £5 to watch, but yeah, Forest TV. Is my dad joining? Yeah, he'll be in the second half. I want Cornet to be the next signing. Yeah, I'd love Cornet. I know you could say we're overloading the squad, but I think it's a position we probably do need to get another player in, to be honest. So, yeah, wouldn't complain at all. If we can't sign Garner, maybe Sanderberg would be a good option. 100%, yeah. Yeah, I'd definitely take Sanderberg, but I would personally prefer Garner. But both, excellent players. At this stage, I think Keenan would have been better than Ioane. Ioane needs to step up his game. I agree, but it's harsh to comment really right now, because it's still not only early on, it's pre-season ultimately, isn't it? I think we'll get a much better idea I don't know, 5 or 6 games into the season, consistently playing matches. I still think there's a very good chance we'll get Keenan, because he's not going to play at Aston Villa. He's not going to really. Where else is he going to go? So I don't really know what's going to happen with Keenan Davis, but I think there's a very good chance he'll come back to us. And yeah, I think in time we'll see him. We'll see him perform. He has to, really, doesn't he? And Cooper, yeah, 100%. It's made very good signings. I have Nico Williams in my FPL team. You think he would be a good start for Forest? Yeah, 100%. I'm very, very happy with Nico Williams signing. Like I said before, I think it's such an amazing asset that we managed to get our hands on. We paid a lot of money for him, and I think it'd be worth it, in my opinion. And he's our player as well, he's not even on loan. Hertha won the relegation playoff to stay in the Bundesliga. Wow, I didn't even know they were that bad. Taking our third kit into consideration, I think will be sponsored by Stagecoach. Fair enough. Would make sense, wouldn't it? Reports Keenan is injured for Villa. Yeah, I heard about that. So that might not be ideal, really. We will get Keenan on loan for a season. We actually can loan one more player, can't we? You have 2 loan players. We've only got 1, so I suppose we could do that. Not really sure what Johnson was trying to do there. He was kind of edge of the box. He was kind of like a half shot, half cross or something like that. 29 minutes in, it's pretty evenly matched, this game, really. I think it was a shock, to be honest with Brennan. Will there be many live games on Forest TV for the new Premier League? Well, I would have thought so, Robert. All that the 3 p.m. games, I don't think they'll be viewable unless you get a VPN like I do, which is very, very useful, which is how I view games for my normal home reactions. But ultimately, I think the games that are on Sky or BT, they're normally not viewable because they're on those channels, really. So, yeah, I think it'll be a bit of both, really. Ghana must be feeling left out of all the action at Forest by now. Are you saying like you don't think he's going to come back? I mean, I suppose the fact that he's going to have to join late if he's going to have to sign for us isn't ideal. But ultimately, he's not like a brand new player. He spent a year and a half on loan with us. So yeah, there's still a lot of new lads for him to learn, but there's plenty there that he does know. So it shouldn't really be too much of an issue for me. Yeah, you can have 2 foreign loans as well. I quite like the fact that loans are more strict in the Premier League because you can't just bombard your side with players that aren't even yours, which isn't ideal, really, is it? We've seen that ourselves. You've got to replace a load of players at the end of the season. Here is Awani. Come on, we need him to get a goal ASAP. I tell you what, he's just been dragged down twice and then got up. It's just players aim for him. If you're a big lad, people are just going to try and just go in on you to stop you. Currently it's 1-0. Say on Ghana, we can loan him, but it would have to be the option to buy. Yeah, true. I think that's the best way of doing it, in my opinion. Get him on loan again, but just put that little, clause in there. I just think it makes plenty of sense. He's arguably good enough to play for Man United, but it's a question of whether Man United actually play him. I saw a comment earlier about how Martin's doing. It's early on. Well, it's not early on, it's half an hour in. I've not actually seen that much of him, to be honest. He's been a little bit quiet. Only I think overall in pre-season, Martin has looked better. He's looked more what's the word? He just looks a bit more, not as lightweight, he never used to be that physically strong or he used to easily get bundled off the ball. And I'm not noticing that quite as much with him. And I think Cooper quite clearly has him in his plans because, he said recently that he would like to have him in the Premier League. And he's one of our own, isn't he? And I know he's not as good as Wall and Yates, but he's got the potential to be, possibly. Spencer's gone for Spurs. Fair enough to him. How are Forest setting up for this game? Still looks fast counter-attacking football. It hasn't really been much counter-attacking so far in this game. It's been pretty... I don't really know how to describe it, to be honest. It's just been very evenly matched. Both teams have seen a lot of the ball. Forest are doing a lot of pressing, as you would do. But it's not really fast pace like we have done in the past. But I wouldn't read too much into that, to be honest. What's happened to Zinc? He's gone to Olympiacos, mate, permanently. I would have liked Zinc to stay, to be honest. It would have been good for squad depth, but ultimately he's is it Olympiacos? I mean, who knows? Given the fact he's at Olympiacos, he may even come back to us one day, which wouldn't be surprised. Feels sorry for Spencer, the manager saying he didn't even want to sign him. Yeah, that doesn't even really surprise me, to be honest. Shouldn't be the case. If the manager, surely the manager should be the one that decides. I mean, obviously the board are the ones that do all the financial stuff, but if the manager doesn't want you, then what's the point in signing him? 44 likes, there's 156 people in. So please, if you've not hit the like button, If you're enjoying this stream, please do me a favour, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel as well. It's all appreciated, everyone. So thanks for that if you're new to the channel. What minute you're in? I'm 34 minutes in. Union Berlin just had a free kick, so into the box and didn't really come to anything. And I think, yeah, had a breaking play as well there. It was a foul. Didn't Watford want 2 million for him? Yeah, something like that. It wouldn't even have cost that much. So ultimately, that's pretty disappointing that we couldn't get hold of him. And yeah, I agree, Nick. Actually, it's a bit boring hearing about Spence, isn't it? Saying he doesn't even play for us. You didn't rate Spence towards the end of the season. It's a bit of an unpopular opinion. I mean, you're fair to have it, but I think overall, I'm not gonna rip into Jed at all. What he did for us as a whole was huge. I mean, Jed was saying, like, as early back as January, he knew that he was going to go to Tottenham. I mean, I don't know how true that is, but if that's the case, I've got to give him credit. The fact that he knew that early on, he was still very committed. That was a great block from Steve Cook, and it's 1-0 to Union Berlin. Bit too easy. That is a good kind of, it's like a half counter-attacking goal. Initially, a very, very good block from Steve Cook, but it wasn't enough ultimately. Ah, dear. 1-0. I mean, it's a friendly, isn't it? But ultimately, that's not ideal. And, we may have beaten Bertha, but this lot are a step up. This lot, obviously, going to be in Europe. That was this guy, this number 27 is quite a big handful, It was a good block from Cook, but yeah, the rest of it was a bit of a mess. So I need to see this again. Yeah, right inside the box. Cook blocked it, but then he basically just passed it straight into the path of the guy that initially tried to put the cross in. And I don't even know who got it. Then number 45 finished it pretty well. I love how as soon as we go 1-0 down, there's more viewers. Pretty funny. If you are new, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I'd massively appreciate that, everyone. I do not that many streams, but I do lots of other stuff. So yeah, stay tuned, especially if you're a Forest fan or just anyone, because there's going to be plenty of content on the way, especially with Premier League vlogs coming up. It's what's going to be a very, very intense season, I'm sure. Forest have new players, they're out of focus. I think that's a very good point, and ultimately Union Berlin are they're not much better than us. They're not much worse than us. It wasn't that difficult. They didn't look very good, whereas these guys do look a hell of a lot more organised. I mean, Forest have got a free kick here. It hasn't been the most inspiring half. Nico runs over it, ball in, straight into the hands of their keeper, the only player I know on their team. I'm not going to try and pronounce his name. Spence wasn't the best at defending until the end of the season. He was struggling to beat his man. I totally agree with that, though. Jed was fantastic, but saying he was technically a defender, he wasn't very good at defending. He was basically an attacker because he spent all of his time just trying to outskirt everyone and just get the ball moving forward, and he wasn't very good at defending. Like, I remember there was a goal against Hull in December last year, and he got completely mugged off by Keane Potter, and it was a great goal from Keane Potter. But ultimately, I'm not going to rip into Spence too much. But yeah, 100%, we've got to move on from him. We do need Surridge back. This is the thing, right? We haven't got Lingard in this team. I don't know why. Probably maybe a bit too early. We haven't got Lingard. We haven't got Surridge. We haven't got Yates. So we're still missing players. And ultimately, there's probably going to be about another one or two come in. So we're not quite the finished article. I think when we do see Yates available and we see, Sturridge available, but I think particularly Sturridge, because we are kind of lacking options up front. I think we'll look better, to be honest. And I think Sturridge will do all right in the Premier League. because in the Championship he was amazing for us. So cool and calm in front of goal. So in fact, the guy who scored was wanted by Forest. I did not know that. When does Lingard make his debut? I'd probably say Notts County. Of all the teams, Notts County. Is Johnson playing? Yes, he is. I reckon Cornet and Aaron Ramsey will come in. I don't really want Aaron Ramsey. I mean, I don't know. Am I being harsh? Like, do you want Aaron Ramsey? I've not. To be honest, I've not even seen the rumours, but clearly they're true because people have been talking about it. And we could do it with another midfielder, but in my opinion, we need another forward player and then probably an actual striker. But then again, getting Garner in would be amazing. That was a very good chance for Forest. That was by far the best chance we've had. Taiwo nearly got his first goal. It's a great bit of work from Brennan. And he just couldn't put that away. Frustrating that. I totally agree, Adam. Sewage, very underrated player. Sewage, Premier League quality finisher. He only scored, literally, amazing. Every goal. Yeah, the goal that he got against Swansea last season when we beat him 5-1, that was outstanding. And he got 3, obviously, but it was the second goal in particular. It was just the whole move, like, it was Garner that got the ball forward, and the way that Sturridge finished it was amazing. I think, Peter, I think Forest definitely can score, but it's just going to have to require us to dig deep, really, isn't it? These guys are like, they're top 10 Bundesliga level, so we're playing a good team. And definitely work rate. We do miss Super Sam. And we need Super Ryan Yates back as well. I mean, surely wouldn't it be Hennessy, Laquan, that would come on, not Jordan Smith? I doubt Jordan Smith would come on unless we're really struggling. You're going 2-1 as a final score. We wouldn't complain about that, would we? Awani isn't scoring. I'm sorry, but he needs to score more goals in these lower league teams. I agree to a point. Yeah. Like I was saying, it's pre-season. It's early days, but ultimately, regardless of what the opposition is, most of these teams that he's playing against have been nowhere near the level that we're going to have to play at all the time. The Premier League, there's no game that's easy at all. So, like, he's going to have to really get his act together in that regard. But I don't want to rip into the lad too much. Oh, Hennessy's not in the team. I didn't even notice that. Well, we seriously don't. We can't have Jordan Smith playing because that would be pretty disastrous. No disrespect, Smudge has been around a long time, but Premier League, no, he's not going to work, is he? How's it looking for Forest in general? We've had a few good openings, but ultimately, I would say Union Berlin have what they deservedly are in front. To be honest, but I don't think it would take too much for us to get back into this. Bring Lyle Taylor on for Martin. I'm loving the fact that Lyle's involved. Like, I don't think it's going to be long term because, like, I think if we do get another striker, Lyle's going to be the one that drops out, and then when Sewage is available, and I do think ultimately, when Sewage is available and another. No, I do think ultimately the reason why Lyle's playing is because Sewage isn't available, as well as the fact that we haven't got another striker in because we lost Keenan and Graven, so he's kind of like the next man up, isn't he? And he's good. He's a good player, but Premier League, I'm not so sure. Maybe the loan he had at Birmingham is kickstarted him into life because he weren't very good before that in the Championship. But he has looked good in pre-season so far. But you know what? I do agree with this NFFC player watch. Even though it's pre-season, if Awani struggles against Notts County, then that is a bit of a concern because Notts aren't particularly good. There may be like with 5 divisions above them, you know. So yeah, but I'm really looking forward to going back to watch a game in person. Like, you know, watching it this way is one thing, but I'm just looking forward to seeing these lads in the flesh for the first time. And, you know, I'm going to be at the Valencia match as well, which, again, completely different kind of opposition. But Notts County, let's face it should be quite routine. No, I mean, they're going to be up for it to try and beat us. They're not just going to let us win, but we're better than them, aren't we? No, let's not lie. But Valencia, yeah, I agree that will be difficult. Valencia did do pretty well last season. I think mid-table. I don't even know where Valencia came, but point is they're not a bad side. I'm guessing Da Costa and Silva are gone. I'm not really that interested, to be honest. Like, fair enough. Like, Silva's not good enough, and Nuno Da Costa, the less said about him, the better, really. That is half time. 1-0 to Union Berlin. Tough half. Certainly not the best performance for Forest. It was a pretty easy goal. Like, initially, the defending was all right, but it was quite a bit of a calamity after that. Like, yeah, needs to get better. Union Berlin and no mugs, but ultimately, yeah, that weren't good. That weren't good, to be honest. But there's still another half to go. It is pre-season at the end of the day, but ultimately we do need to be getting momentum and good results. Got Jesse Lingard on screen now, showing the his behind the scenes video. I can't actually believe that he's playing for us now. Don't know why he's not in the team today, because like I heard that he was going to be available to play. Cooper will make them at the tempo very slow. That's very true. You know, normally we are pretty quick compared to what we're doing. And I think we saw that a few times last season. We started slow and then we just kickstarted into life. Like, you know, especially in the second half. Remember the game we had against Reading last season when we beat them 4-0. We scored to like 17 seconds, and the rest of the first half was pretty bland. And the second half we came out and scored another 3. So I don't think it's going to be like that, because ultimately Union Berlin are a lot better than Reading. But, you know, point is last season we had a bit of a history of sometimes starting slowly and then picking up as the game went on. So maybe it might be another case of that here. So, of course, it's half time, everyone. So if you have got any questions, please feel free to drop them in the comments below. Appreciate it, of course. I'll try my best to answer them. Of course, 1-0 half time. There we go. On screen updated. Union Berlin look a very good side, certainly better than us at the moment. Yeah, I mean, I don't know many of their players, but they have looked very well organised, and they do seem sharper than us right now. And ultimately, you know, Union Berlin, I don't think they've been in the Bundesliga that long, like last 3-4 seasons or something like that. That might be totally nonsense, but ultimately, they've come a long way in the last few years. So they're no write-offs at all. But yeah, Laquan, if Silva could finish, he would be a player and a half. Yeah, Silva, weird player, really, wasn't he? And you know, I think him and Lolly have just been kicked out of the team. I think ultimately it was the right decision, wasn't it? Really. I wonder what the team is going to be when it comes to the second half. I'm sure we're going to make changes. You know, I know what's going to happen. We're just going to make like 10 changes, like at the hour mark, like we did last time. Anyone got a good link? I can't like show you the game or anything. It's on Forest TV. Southwest Grizzle. £5 to watch. So yeah, I'm not going to condone any dodgy websites or anything like that. So yeah. What's happening with Morgan Gibbs White? Well, it's gone a bit quiet, hasn't it? It's been a rumour the entire summer. I'd love it if he came in still, even with Lingard. I'm not really sure how he would fit in be honest. I don't think it's. Would he start with the current setup, especially with Lingard coming in? I'm not so sure, but like, it'd be an amazing signing, wouldn't he? I think we'd all still take him. Yes, yeah. I am going to be at the county game. I've got my tickets actually came this morning, actually, so I'm going to be going to that as well as Valencia, both at Meadow Lane. Not even been to Meadow Lane before, so that'd be pretty cool. Obviously not as good as City Ground, obviously, but that would be pretty cool to go to that one. City's players play for the first time in person, and the West Ham match. Wow, it's going to be one hell of an occasion, an incredible moment, that game. Anyone got a fiver? Well, I'm not going to answer that. Cooper, yeah, you would have read that, haven't I? What's the score? 1-0, mate. Got the scoreline right here. So, yeah, 1-0. Been pretty average from Forest so far, I won't lie. Union have looked better than us, quite frankly. Ultimately, it's pre-season, but it still needs to be said, really. You're blind, okay, at least you admit it, fair enough. Awani not looking the best these last few games. Yeah, we've been mentioning that a few times, to be honest, Matt. But yeah, it's 30 days, really, isn't it? It's Toffolo playing. Yep, yeah, it's probably one of our best chances, actually. He had a good shot from quite away from the edge of the penalty area. So, yeah, he looks all right. I think he'll be a good option. And we certainly needed him, him and Richards. I think we just wanted to try our best to avoid having a situation like last year where we didn't have Jack Cole. Well, we had to play Jack Cole back at left wing back. And as amazing as he did in that position, it's not his position. It weakens midfield technically. And yeah, I'm not really sure how that's going to work, but I'm not really sure what's going to happen to Colback because I don't really see him starting that often, to be honest, which is harsh on him, but it'll be an amazing option. And I just think we wanted to make sure that we were covered for options when it came to left wing back and right wing back as well, because obviously got Nico Williams, Bianco on the right, and yeah, they all look really, really good. I'm not seeing Emma Richards yet, of course, but we will do. Watford fan in there, Nathaniel. Hello, lads. Which Forest player should I pick in my fantasy team? Well, I'd personally say, Brandon Johnson. Got to put Brandon in there, in my opinion. Maybe Niakate. Looks like a beast at the back, so maybe he could get you a few good points. Nico Williams, maybe, anyone. To be honest, I think you could give it quite a few of them, and they'll probably do a decent job for you, ultimately. If you've got any questions, everyone, 135 people in here. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Then please get them in the comments, and I'll try my best to answer them at the very least. Hit the like button if you're new as well, by the way. Please subscribe to the channel. It's free. It doesn't cost anything. So, yeah, I'd appreciate that very much. I'll get it up on the screen. If we are only 1-0 down away against a Europa League level side with a Reebok squad that's only been together a few weeks, there's still a lot of good things to take away from that. Yeah, that's a very good point. Not at all a bad thing when you put it like that. I mean, we haven't looked very sharp. We've got into a few good positions, but ultimately we haven't been really threatening. We've had a few good chances here and there. As Jay puts it, yeah, I'm not going to repeat that, but ultimately it's pretty accurate. It's not been that good, to be honest. What would you say is our strongest 11 right now? I'd say it's not too far off what we're playing here. I think, if we get it up on screen again, I'd say it's probably that. But I love Steve Cook, but I'd probably put in Niakate for him, and then probably take Cole back out and put in Yates. Or if we were to get Garner, it's difficult. This is the thing, right? If we get Garner back, which I'm still crossing my fingers that happens. This is the thing. This is what I'm not really sure. And you can answer this in the comments below. if we were to get James Garner in again, who would you play in midfield? Would you play Garner and Yates like we did last season and have Colback and O'Brien as backup? Or would you say that O'Brien's good enough to start? Would you say that it should be O'Brien and Garner? Or maybe I wouldn't say Colback and O'Brien, but like O'Brien and Yates is probably more likely, to be honest. I mean, I've not really, I can't really comment too much on O'Brien. It's still very early days, but based off how he did the Huddersfield, he was excellent. So ultimately, I think we have got some really good options when it comes to the midfield now. I mean, we've even got Cafu. Like I don't think it'd be the best to start. But the rest of the team, I think it's safe to say I do like Martin, but you got to take Martin out and put Lingard in, and maybe even find a place for Sam Surridge, or if we can get Keenan Davis back, or another striker, or if we were to get Cornet, that's an unbelievable signing if we can do that. I'd probably say something like that. So there's quite a lot of options in there, really, in my opinion. We just got to trust in Cooper after what he did last season. I think that's the thing, right? Even if we struggle, like this season, which there's a good chance we will. I'm not going to be negative about it too much, but it's a possibility. Really, we can never forget what he's done for us. Change Martin, he's far too weak, needs a loan. Yeah, I think he's looked better in pre-season. He's looked a little bit stronger, and Cooper, I have a feeling Cooper wants to keep him around, but I think Martin definitely does have potential to be a great player, but ultimately I probably would favour with what you're saying as well, because we are looking. He needs to be playing regular football. That's my point. And right now, especially in the Premier League, he's just not going to get it. And with the signings of bringing in, if we're going to get in another forward, then Martin's not going to get regular football. And you do look at the bench options up front. There's Lyle Taylor there and Dale Taylor. We can't really be having those two on the bench. Like Dale Taylor's got potential for sure, and Lyle, fair enough. He's done relatively well for us, but ultimately he's not going to be good enough for the Premier League. And we definitely need at least one more striker, in my opinion, because ultimately we lost two strikers, didn't we? So people are backing me up. Actually, we want a new centre back. Really? Look, I'm a bit of a surprise by that one. I agree with the strikers, but new centre back I think is a bit of a strange one, in my opinion. Can't play Garner O'Brien, both the same player. Yeah, very good point. Yeah, I mean, I probably wasn't. I wouldn't favour that. Ultimately, you don't want two CDMs. Like, you want a CDM, and then not an attacking midfielder. Because if they're an attacking midfielder, they play an attacking midfield. But someone that's a bit more further up the pitch. I mean, I suppose what you can do with Garner is you can play him as a 10, because like last season he played there a few times and he worked with great effect. So maybe if you want to play Lingard, if you were to have Garner, you could play, Yates, O'Brien and Garner maybe as the more advanced player. But, ultimately he's not an out and out 10, is he? He's basically an 8, really, Garner. I heard Greenwood might be able to. Yeah, okay. Well, it's a dodgy subject, but he shouldn't really, should he? He shouldn't be playing football. I will link with Aaron Ramsey. I've not seen any links, but we clearly must be, because like I've seen other people saying that we are. And personally, he's been there and done it before. But I mean, how old is Aaron Ramsey? Like, I'm gonna go on Google and just see. Like, ultimately, he's 31. I mean, I'll go on Google. Do I see anything about Nottingham Forest? Honestly, I don't. So, like, I'm seeing Crystal Palace here. So, like, I'm not so sure about Aaron Ramsey, to be honest. I don't really know. Personally, I think we can get better. He's great in his day, but 31, not so sure. And yeah, I really like the look of Lewis O'Brien. I think he will probably start. What do you think of Johnson's new look? It's interesting, isn't it? I personally prefer him with puffy hair. I mean, he probably needed a trim, but a bit different, isn't it, really? Isn't Ramsey on like 400k in Italy? I wouldn't be surprised, really, if he was. We just have to concentrate on survival and build from that. I think you're right, yeah. Really, that's the main goal. I think people are getting carried away. Like, some people are saying we're going to get 8th. Like, it would be ridiculous if we do, but we've got to be realistic. Like, I know Leeds got 9th in the first season. Sheffield did with a team that arguably aren't much better than ours, but we've got to be realistic. Just ultimately, our main aim has to be survival, and then we'll just work from that, really. And I think, there's a good chance we will survive. But we do need to sort out a few more areas of the squad, and then I think we are looking pretty damn good. But so far, this game hasn't looked like that at all. Do you think Surridge will get regular game time? Regular, I'm not so sure, but I think he will play a pretty big part. I do like Sam. I really like Sam Surridge. I think he's an excellent player. And I think anyone doubting him in the Premier League is a bit harsh. Like, he was unbelievable in the Championship, one of the best finishes in front of goal in the division. And I think some of those finishes were genuinely Premier League quality. So if we've got a player like that on hands, then I'm not complaining. And based off how Awoni's he's done so far, I'd probably feel more confident with Surridge up front. And that might be really harsh on Taiwo. And ultimately, it's pre-season. We can't really judge him fairly until he's played like multiple matches in the Premier League. But right now, he's not done a great deal, as lots of people have been saying as well. Should really sign an experienced Premier League goal scorer like Ings. Awoni could flop, and Davis might not be good enough for the Premier League. Yeah, and I mean, also, Danny Ings is a little bit injury prone as well, isn't he? And he's been a bit inconsistent down the years. He's a great player, but I'm not sure about Danny Ings. But maybe that's harsh. I don't know. But I think Surridge will surprise a few people. Apparently Dennis Links have kind of gone off a little bit, but I'm not too bothered. Like, he did well last season for Watford. So maybe get him in. Cornet 100%. I'd love that to happen. Definitely. I'm a German fan for Forest and Borussia Dortmund. Well, welcome. Good to see you here, mate. Ramsey is a roommate at Forest. That's what I thought. Doesn't look like he's actually gonna. Literally no rumours at all. Second half for back to start, everyone. I think my dad will be coming in soon. Rad Dad, I'm sure he will. I think Forest will get 10th in the Premier League. Pretty bold. I'll definitely take it. Second half, back to start. Got to do better than we did in the first. Simple as that, really. I'd be very happy with 17th at the moment. Yeah, me too, to be honest. Forest Dan. Just survive. That's the ultimate goal. It's what we need to do, really. 29th and 30th of May, best day since 1999 for the club. 100%, yeah. 100%. It's moments, I think, particularly younger fans like myself will never forget, Like, just unbelievable. Still processing now, really, that we're in the situation. And, if we were to get relegated and really struggle, which I'm not so sure will happen, it's hard to say. We just got to remember where we've come from. Like, what an absolute mess we were. It would be incredible to see us do really well, but ultimately it's all about survival. And then we build from there. But based on how the owners are treating the transfer window, I think even now they're aiming for higher than that. So you cannot slag them off for their ambition, because they certainly have it in abundance. If we're going to buy a player from Watford, it should be Asmani Sarr. I mean, I take it. You know, it was one of Watford's bright sparks last season and a very poor team. So, yeah, sure. And I don't think we will personally. What on earth? I'm so confused what just happened. That was a bit of a mess, to be honest. Don't really know how to describe it. 68 likes. If we could get to 100 likes, there's 174 people in here, then that would be absolutely fantastic, everyone. Please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new. I'd really, really appreciate it, everyone. So, yeah, thanks. If you do, you know, I'd appreciate it very much. Nick Hart is on, is he? Okay, I didn't even see that. Is he on for Cook? He must be on. I think he's on. Yeah, he's on for Cook. Come on, lads. Here's a warning. Johnson tried to play it back to him, but that went straight to the Union player. There's potential in this game. We've got to get our act together, really. Here is Niakate, the big man himself. He looks rock solid at the back. Yeah, Cook's gone off. I'm thinking a late 15 on the table. Well, I'll take it. I'll take it. It's the 15th, you know, it's survived, isn't it? 87 likes. Wow, that went up. Niakate's sick. Yeah, he's very good. He's not literally sick, but like, you know, he does look like a real handful. And he's quicker than our existing centre backs before that, and I think that's something that we definitely needed. Someone just, you know, that can keep up with Premier League forwards and counter attacks and that kind of thing. Because ultimately, there's a good chance we'll have to be doing a lot of that. David, did you see my reaction when we were first linked? I probably did, yeah, Leclerc, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, I'll be lying if I said I knew much about him before we signed him, but, you know, he's great on FIFA, and he is very good in real life, which is even more important. So I'm really excited to see how he's going to do. You know, I think all the signings so far, to be honest, we haven't even seen, you know, Lingard and Richards have all looked very good, besides Awani, to be honest. I think Awani is the weak one at the moment. You know, Williams has looked great. Niakate has. O'Brien's still early days, so I can't really comment, but we know he's a good player, ultimately. Toffolo's looked pretty comfy. Bianco's looked good, you know. But, you know, ultimately it's still early days, and so far in this match, it's not been very good for most people. I mean, we're 3 minutes into the second half. Do I play FIFA 22? I do. Yeah, I don't make content on it anymore. For those of you that are completely new to my channel essentially started out being a FIFA channel, and they're all still on there. A lot of the videos are pretty cringeworthy, I won't lie, but they're still there. I did 2 series with Forest, did one with Portsmouth as well, which shows how into FIFA content I was doing it with other teams. I mean, I do that anyway, but, you know, making content's another thing. But yeah, I do play it, but I just don't make content anymore. As much as Taiwo is looking a bit dodgy at the moment, Niakate looks made for the Premier League. Yeah, I agree. Definitely. Is Raddag coming in? He said he would be. Yeah, I'm sure he wasn't lying about that. So yeah, he'll be in. Valencia next Saturday. Yeah, another good test. The final test of pre-season. Notts County in between that as well. I'm going to be going to both of those games, so stay tuned for the vlogs next week. I'm honestly so excited to watch this team play in person and go to a new ground, actually. I've not even been to Meadow Lane before to watch a game. And also, like, you know, just to do vlogs again. I've missed doing them, so it'd be good to do them again. Here's Awani. Come on, Awani. Okay, that didn't work. That didn't work at all. I don't really know what actually happened there, to be honest. You should start it back up again. Playing it would be good. I've thought about doing a little bit here and there, but I don't think I'll ever make content quite like I did before on FIFA, where it was just, you know, I don't know how I did it without losing my mind. But when I first made FIFA content, it was like 3 videos a week of just like FIFA career mode, which, if you don't know what that's like, it is probably the most repetitive thing to do on YouTube. So yeah, you've got to be really, really interested to continuously do that. And it took about a year, but I got quite fed up of making it, to be honest. And ultimately, if you're not interested, there's no point doing it, you know. And you know, I've much preferred making in real life football stuff ahead of it. But yeah, FIFA's still good fun. I do play FM as well. Yeah, not as much, but I do play it. How many Forest games are you going to go to this season? Well, all the home games, hopefully. I don't have, as far as I know, I'm not going to miss any. There's going to be all the away games. If away membership wasn't as complicated, I was planning to go to maybe like two or something like that, 2 or 3. Like the local ones like Aston Villa, Leicester, Wolves, maybe. Teams like that. But I think it's going to be virtually impossible to get away tickets this season. So I'll be vlogging all the home matches away. I'll be doing what I did last season. I'll be, doing like mini home reactions. As much as I like doing streams, I think doing it that way is better because you get all the best bits, like just looks better. But yeah, I'm going to be going to 2 away games next week, I guess. So, that's one thing. But yeah, look forward to all that. I'm really, really excited to be going to all these games again, particularly Premier League games. It's just going to be so incredible, We like all these teams that we haven't seen for us play for such a long time is going to be amazing. And I've known us play a lot of them, but there's a lot of them we haven't played for a long time. Basically, without a season card or membership, you have no chance. Well, I have a season card, obviously, but membership. Well, no, I have a season card, but this is the thing. Unless the tickets are still available, once the deadline for away members is up, then you're not going to get them. And Newcastle sold out like within a day. Not even that. So, it's not really a surprise. I'm going to every Brentford home game apart from Man United. Well, Brentford fan in here. Good to see you in here, mate. I think you guys can have a pretty good season, to be honest, again. PS or Xbox. Well, I'd have to say Xbox because I've got an Xbox literally right next to me. Yeah. And I'm not one of these people that take it too seriously, I don't think my dad knows what TikTok is, to be honest, Forest dance. So Daddy's watching J-Lings over there. It's frustrating. Half this. We're only 8 minutes in, but it's not really been anything special. Can't really put my finger on what's actually happened so far. Yeah, Forest is sending me loads of notifications about the game. I know, I'm watching it, I've got Twitter notifications on, so that would explain why. But, you lost 4-0 to Wolfsburg. Wow. Okay. That's no idea, is it, for Brentford? Exactly, Stuart. Yeah. I haven't played. I've never known us play Man United or Everton. I've never known us play. We have played Man City like in 2008 in the FA Cup when we beat them 3-0 away, but I was like 7, so I can hardly remember it. But ultimately, it's just going to be mad to see us play so many, really good sides, and even the sides that aren't that good in the Premier League, the Premier League level, they're still decent teams. So it's just amazing. There's no really easy game in this division, really, and it's just going to be incredible. Just the whole vibe and buzz around every match is going to be isn't it very special, and that kind of thing. Those guys do incredible work. 98 likes, 2 away from 100 likes. There's 166 people in here, so please, if you haven't hit the like button, get me up to 100 likes. That'd be excellent. Dennis and Sarr will leave though. Yeah, probably. we've got a Watford fan in the chat, which is ironic, but yeah, possibly. I'm sorry to say, but without Eriksen, I think Brentford may struggle. I think Brentford will survive. I think there's worse teams than them, but I do agree. I'm not sure they'll have quite the same fire as they did in the second half of last season with Eriksen in there. And ultimately, I think really it's Brentford have still got some good players in there, haven't they? Made some good signings like Lewis Potter. I think my dad's coming in now, so welcome to my dad. Yeah, it's not been the greatest second half. I mean, it's only 10 minutes in, but it's not been much of an improvement from a Forest point of view. Yes, Cooper. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Got your seat ready this time.
Excellent. So, how are we playing? Evening, everybody.
Not very well.
The Quan, good message already. Not well.
Not really. I'm just trying to make sure you're in shot. There you go. So, yeah, it's not been the greatest, really.
I'm not sure of the yellow kit, you
know. So, yeah, how are you?
I'm fine. Yes,
Good.
Fine.
Good.
Tom, hello, mate. How you doing? Forest Dan, hello, mate. Raz, mate. How you doing? Hope we're all well, keeping safe. So, Iwani not playing brilliant, I understand.
He's just not quite got it right now.
Okay, but I'm not worried because this is a friendly.
And he's not bad. He's fairly good on the ball, but he's just not scoring goals.
Is he number 9? Is that him there?
Yeah.
Okay, right.
He's I don't know what to say really.
Sharky. Hello.
Hello, Sharky.
Yeah. And then I see comments about Ramsey. I'm not sure about Aaron Ramsey.
I don't even know.
What is he? 31, 32, something like that.
31.
Raf, hello, sir.
We can do better than that, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think I would like to see Davis in, but Sturridge, people are forgetting.
Sturridge is vastly underrated.
Yeah, I really rate that lad.
Vastly underrated.
Thanks, the live game. Like the title, by the way. Yeah, so this is on Forest TV. David's probably mentioned we are going to the mighty Meadow Lane on Tuesday night. I haven't been there for years to see the Nottingham's other team of supporters. Should be a good game.
It's a good way of playing that.
I mean, there's a rivalry of sorts, isn't there? It's bound to be with both Nottingham teams, but
Taylor coming on. Taylor.
Taylor, again, is he Premier League standard? I like Taylor. I think he's a cracking lad, but is he, and like Alex Mighton, is he Prem? I don't know. And as for where we're going to finish this season, I reckon 12, 13, something like that. I really do.
I don't know. It's tough to call, really.
Yeah.
Bournemouth have hardly spent anything. They signed 2 free agents.
Fulham are the same, aren't they? They've signed 2 players.
Yeah, both Fulham have actually spent money on them, though. But they both need more. They both seriously lack depth when it comes to centre-back, from what I can see.
And are the 2 ex-Huddersfield lads, are they on? Yeah. And how are they doing?
The top lads doing all right.
Yeah, O'Brien?
I can't really comment on O'Brien too much, but...
Since I've took these off, I cannot see a single thing.
Yeah, a bit of an issue there, Dad.
Hang on a minute. There. And yeah, I think Notts, it's their team, isn't it? Why would they not go to solid your team, no matter, especially playing us? They hate us. I don't mind Notts fans, I really do. I work with some Notts, a Notts fan, and he hates Forest.
That was near a goal from Union Berlin there.
Yeah, Glenn, we do need another striker. This is why I think we should try and get Davis or somebody of the light similar to Davis. And is anybody watching the Lionesses and the Women's Euro? Cracking matches.
It's just weird watching Forest continuously play and none of them at the City ground. Like they're all away from home. Like, I just can't wait for us to actually play at home again.
Is Luke in the chat?
I'm not seeing him today.
Okay. Yeah, Stu's right.
That's a very good point, actually.
Yeah, you're right, Stu. It is a concern, but I'm not overly worried because we have our Lord Sir Stevie Cooper in at the helm, and he'll get the better. Has Taylor gone off? Oh no, he's just having a chat with
Well, Uniburn ended up being on a load of players, so.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, Raz, you're right. They are a bit like Burnley. It's a good comparison, but we're winning. That game against Spain,
The comeback was
fantastic.
fantastic. Fantastic comeback.
Yeah, it's early days. You've got to give these players time, but we have got to hit the ground running because we're now in the Prem. We're a Prem team, by the way. Did I mention that? Yeah, Premier League team. Nottingham Forest, Premier League team.
Cafu's on.
I like him as well, but is he Premier League standard? I don't know. Probably not. Yeah, Chris was saying that firepower. And what's been the general talk about Lingard?
I mean, disbelief, really. Like,
it is disbelief. I wasn't too fussed at the beginning, but the more I've been watching him on YouTube, thinking about it, I think that's a step in the right direction. And again, Cook will bring the best out of him.
I think, well, Cook, I mean, is going to offer a huge amount of experience and know-how on that, isn't he? So
I think Cook has cooked it today. I don't know. How was Cookie playing? Because again, I like Steve Cook.
I mean, he kind of was at fault for the goal because he cleared it and then he just put it straight into the path of the guy that crossed it into score. So maybe that's not ideal.
Yeah, Pete, I don't know, mate. Can we score when your team's struggling going forward? I know this is why we've got to get strike force gelling. Who's that gone over the... Who was that?
I have no idea what happened there.
So Johnson on.
It's near Carter.
All right. I rate him. He's a bit like Des Walker, isn't he? In his style.
Just a rock solid centre half.
Des Walker was just so fast for a centre half.
He literally went right over the banister.
Go on, he is amazing. Yeah. I think that's one of the finds of the season, getting him. He'll like slip under the radar, like a bit like oh God, what's that name? McKenna.
Yeah. God, that was a bit risky.
Clear your lines, man.
No, you can't.
No, I'm sorry.
You can't.
I take it you're not a Forest fan.
How
would you know? Brentford. Okay. I've always liked Brentford from years ago. I don't know why. Be revealed when we play our first game against Newcastle at St James's. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
BBC, mate, Raz, are overdoing it.
What?
The coverage.
Yeah, actually.
I mean, the comment about, the England women's team, they're all white. I don't want to get racist or anything like that because I'm not. I don't care what colour the team are. So long as England do well. I really am not bothered.
You think you got Strakosha and Raya now, haven't you, as your goalkeepers? So that's a very strong set of keepers you got there.
Yeah, have faith. The season hasn't even started yet. And
Damsgaard, that would be an excellent signing.
Who?
Damsgaard. He's the one that scored that free kick for Denmark against England last year.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, I forgot about him.
He's excellent young player.
Yeah. But there's going to come a point where we've got to just stop buying players.
No. It's Brentford, though.
Oh, yes, Brentford. Yeah, I knew that. I was just testing you there. Well done.
I'd take
testing you, see if you may play for Brentford.
I'd take Damsgaard at Forest, definitely. But...
So, Mr. Brentford supporter, what do you think of Ericsson going to Man U? I mean, Brentford gave him his chance back into football. Are you bothered? Henderson. I do rate him. Was it at Sheffield United?
Online, he did very well. For
Yeah.
2 seasons.
Yeah. Yeah, I knew that about him. Dan Scott, I knew that. I was just testing you. Simple mistake to make for a football person. There is a lot there, isn't there? So Dawes at this, is he?
Dawes, yes.
Okay. I like their kit.
This looks like we're playing Olympiacos.
Yeah. Yeah. I just think the blue in our away kit is very blue. It should be navy.
It should be this colour.
It's a little, navy. We play Man U first game. That's going to be tricky. What, away? Oh, home game. Yes, again, I made another mistake.
You said home game. Right?
Yeah, shoot me. I'm 84. What do you expect?
Everton are in the right state.
Yeah, I could see Everton getting relegated because
they lost 4-0 to Minnesota.
They've got, oh God, who's the Everton manager? I can't.
That guy that's not as good as Steven Gerrard. That might anger a few people. So, yeah. And to be honest, I don't really care. It's better.
Well, I can see him. Who's the Everton manager?
Frank Lampard.
Lampard.
He's not actually that
so
good.
Full of himself. And he only took the Everton job because there's nothing else going. But yeah, Everton in turmoil. You're right, Raz. Yeah. Oh,
I don't know how we're not more than 1-0 down. To be honest,
they're more up for it than we are.
Not really sure.
Oh, how are they in? Where did they finish in Bundesliga last season? 6, you see.
But Europa League football.
Yeah.
Oh, 5th. Might have been 5th today even now. Look at Europe.
Lampard.
This lot way better than Hertha.
See, that's how much I dislike Lampard. I forgot his name. Andy Reid, Lampard, Scholes, Gerrard. Well, Andy Reid, obviously. Thanks, Hassan, for that. He was a good player. What? They should have scored that, shouldn't they? A simple tap in.
Got a West Ham fan.
Hammers, okay. So dare we ask you what your thoughts are on Lingard joining us? Please be nice to us.
Brave question. Forest free kick. Okay,
Williams, another find, another good lad.
The more I watch this, the more I realise we really need another striker.
Snenton, I used to live near there.
Owoni's
years ago.
Owoni has potential, but he's not showing it right now. And then you got Surridge is not fit. Lyles is not going to be good enough, is he?
No, I do like. Oh, we got a corner. Yes, we've got a corner. You Reds or Yellows in this case.
Ultimately, lost Davis and Grabham. We've got to replace them. So
thanks, Elbow.
I know Keenan is a bit of a risk. He's injury prone. He's not really proven himself at Prem level. Maybe Dennis would be the option. It's difficult to say.
Mm.
I do think Cornet would be excellent.
Who's Cornet play for?
Burnley. That don't read anything into that. The fact we're signing for a championship club. That lad was way too good to go to Burnley. Yeah. He was way too good to go to Burnley anyway. He's not even playing.
He's the gold digger on yet.
I mean,
again,
I just think it's funny how West Ham fans have gone from like praising and loving Lingard to just hating on him. Yeah. And I get why. I
do understand why. Yeah, because I was surprised when he came to us. I really thought he would go to West Ham. When if I had to pick a London club as my favourite, it would actually be West Ham. Right, going back to Bobby Moore.
I'm not.
Hurston Peters.
I'm not slagging West Ham.
I'm not.
I've always, he's going off Taiwo. He's not really shown enough, to be honest.
Who do you think should
Ollie
be?
Hammond is getting a lot of minutes.
Yeah.
And this seems to me to be the first game where we haven't just made 10 changes. We've made a normal amount of changes here.
Is the gold digger on yet? I do like that. I'm going to remember that. Thanks, Elbow.
Yeah.
That is just great. I like that.
Well,
get him off. Ant, it's a bit harsh. I don't think we should slag out any of our lads off yet. Let's just let them settle.
Yeah, we're missing Velius. We need him back.
Yeah. See, that was a shot at goal. Their goalkeeper stopped it.
Oh, I've got 190 people in.
Welcome all.
113 likes. If you've not hit the like button, which a lot of you clearly haven't, then please hit the like button. Please subscribe to the channel. It really is appreciated. Going for 4,000 as soon as possible. There's plenty of Premier League vlogs coming up, so you don't want to miss any of them. So yeah, please help us out, everyone. That would be really appreciated.
We're going to the Mighty Meadow Lane Tuesday, and there'll be a
full
report on that.
Who doesn't want to miss that? Like,
yeah, on. Right. We don't need to play Man U or Spurs or any.
That's more important than anything.
Yes, it's the highlight of the season. Before we even kicked a ball in the Prem, we're going to Meadow Lane.
Incredible.
Twice. Where are you guys in Notts? We are just on the outskirts of lovely Kegworth. We think Kegworth's in Leicestershire.
Is it?
But I am Nottingham born and bred, and so's David. I am from Old Basford initially. Hands up those who've heard of Old Basford. Got one here. He's off to the MLS for more. Yeah.
Yeah, we need sewage fit.
Yeah, Elbow 73. Cool dude, mate.
We need.
Do you like that comment? Really do.
We need sewage fit as soon as possible.
Yeah.
And we need another striker.
Yeah. I've said hello to his dad outside the Forest shop.
Sam Sewage?
Yeah.
When?
Oh, when he scored a hat-trick against Swansea.
I didn't see him.
He was being interviewed by Max, Basford Old College. I went there.
Wait, did you? I never saw him.
Yeah, he's been interviewed by Max outside the shop, his dad. And his dad looked at me and I said, hello. And he said, hello back to me.
Did you know it was Sam Sewage's dad?
Yes, because I'd seen him before. Yeah, Basford Old College. I went there.
I don't even recall seeing them.
Stuart, you know Basford? Yes. I grew up all around Basford. Burnham Park, all that malarkey. It's a very, very select area of Nottingham. For those of you that don't know Nottingham, it's very, very posh, isn't it? Say yes.
Yes.
Ben is a West Bridgeford lad, and he's seen Brenham in Sainsbury's. Well done.
Well, now we know where Brennan's shops.
Well, you know, yesterday when I was in Stratford, I saw Rick Wakeman.
Really?
Well, he looked like Rick Wakeman, so I think it was.
That's fascinating, Dad. Is this like when you saw Claudio Ranieri in Tesco?
I did see Claudio Ranieri in Tesco's in Loughborough, and I saw Elton John in Bridport.
Say that.
It was
Elton John in Woodport, yeah. Definitely.
I was born in Old Basford. Vernon Avenue. You're bound to know there. That was a very long time ago. I mean, I moved away when I was 9.
I'm just trying to think of an equivalent to like who's on Union Berlin's level in England. Like, yeah, you don't have a clue, but like they're Europa League level side. So are they like West Ham?
Yeah, probably.
So like we're losing to West Ham essentially.
Yeah. Once you heard, it's from Melbourne. I know there. That's not far from where we are now.
Current lineup's a bit. It's changed a lot, to be honest. Right, yeah, I know. I'll get it up. It's Henderson, McKenna, Wall, Niakate, O'Brien, Colback, and then we've got Ollie Hammond and Lyle Taylor and Johnson as well. Oh, Nico Williams, obviously, and Harry Toffolo. So it's the first game where we haven't just completely changed it in the second half. Yeah,
Ben, we might see you at Meadow Lane. What's that about Basford United, Steve? Director, I didn't know that. Bowling ball, played at Vernon Park. I played at Vernon Park many times as a kid.
Yeah, one has not been the most
the old
inspiring.
Yes, I do remember the high-rise flats in Basford. Yeah, James, you're right. He hasn't been great, mate, from what I've been told. But it's early days. We're doing
not the best.
We could do better, but it is a friendly. I'm never worried about friendlies, you know, whether we're not playing 100%.
We need sewage back, definitely.
Fox and Crown in Basford. Where's the Fox and Crown? I know where the Fox pub is on.
I think this is the risk. The risk in we're actually making quite a few changes here. Bianco Johnson's going off. So Dale Taylor off for Johnson.
Do you like Johnson's hairstyle? I prefer the Afro type.
Embiso off for someone. McKenna.
Yeah. Welcome, Tim, from British Columbia. Nice to hear from you. Lifelong Forest fan. You see, no matter where they are in the world, once you're a red, you're always a red.
I'm trying to see who else has come on.
Yeah, Tom, you're right, mate. It's pre-season.
Toffola's gone off for Bianco. Has Larea come on? Larea's come on. Oh no, Bianca's come on for Williams, and Larea's on for Toffola.
Larea's the Canadian lad.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the thing with signing a striker from Germany, because like we've seen before, when strikers come over from Germany, it doesn't always work. It's like a different level. But Werner was incredible for Leipzig, and he struggled in the past with Chelsea. And Sebastian Haller came from Frankfurt to West Ham, and he was pretty awful. So we've seen it before. Strikers come from Germany for quite a bit of money, and it just doesn't work for them. To England, that is.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it's going to be the same for Taiwo, but he just hasn't. I'm getting the same vibes, to be honest. And like, if I was going to go out and get a striker this summer before we sign anyone, I probably wouldn't have picked him. I don't know who I would have picked, but I mean, I trust in what Cooper and Murphy and Mamakis have
Spring,
done.
how are you?
I trust in those guys, but I don't know whether it was the right decision or not, to be honest. But I do also kind of understand why we did it, because we wanted a battering ram like Keenan Davis, and really, I just think, I don't know, really, it's hard to say. It's still early days.
Give it time. Let's just get the lads get settled. I mean, some of the lads that have come from abroad have not only got to get used to play for this club, they've got to get used to being in the country for a start. It all takes time. But like I said earlier, we play Newcastle, and that'll be the big test. But even then, there's still lots of room for improvement. Is Colback playing then? And O'Brien together?
Yeah.
That's an interesting combo.
I mean, they're both pretty defensive-minded. Like, it's interesting how much game time Ollie Hammond's getting.
Well, Cooper can see something that we can't.
Well, no, he's good, Ollie Hammond.
Okay.
I don't understand as well. I've seen a comment here on Twitter. Why don't we use a Hayden more? Because he's not even bad.
And is it Keg? I presume that's Kegworth, is it? Yes, I know that, Chippy. Yeah.
I think we can do better than those two, to be honest, Henry, Piero and Obafemi.
So, Peter, what was he Union or Hertha?
Well, he's Hertha,
wasn't he? Hertha, right, okay. Peter was a guy that used to live next to us, German lad. He's gone home now, and he was a huge Hertha Berlin fan. He played for Kegworth, okay. What did you call him? Yeah, what did you call him? Laquan Henry. Call him Mr. Henry. Now apologise to Mr. Henry.
Didn't I? I'm sure I said Laquan, didn't I? I used to call you Henry where I couldn't say your name when I first saw you.
I used to call you Mr. Henry because
ages ago.
But I know how to do it doing now because I've been to school and I learned.
And you've been around there a long time.
Yeah, so. You're a veteran, mate. A Rads veteran. Who's number 19?
Yeah, Carter.
Okay. He's a big lad, isn't he? How far is Nottingham to Kegworth? So 10, 12 miles, would you say? Say 15, no more than 15 from city centre to town. Was Kegworth to town? Eve, hello, how are you? Not far, really. Down the A453, you're there in a matter of minutes.
I agree.
Let's get held up with traffic.
I agree, Forrest, Dan. The way Lingard acts sometimes is quite infuriating.
Yeah, but again, Mr. Cooper will control it like Klopp does at Liverpool. Stevie G, Cooper. I mean, I'll do whatever he says if I was a Forest player.
I suppose Caffrey's on as well. This is like, if we're making all these changes, we're obviously not taking it seriously, so you're not going to get back into it, really. It's just getting guys minutes and stuff like that.
And ultimately, that's all it is, isn't it? TikTok star in it. What's that mean?
Do you know what TikTok is?
I've heard of TikTok. I used to work at Amazon
really,
with bad memories. Oh, sorry to hear that.
In my opinion, it's a really cringy social media.
Okay.
Site, and Lingard's on that lot. So.
We're in the Jimmy Cyril stand on Tuesday. Looking forward to it.
The amount of times they're going to get that.
What?
People calling us Notts Forest in the Premier League.
Who's called us Notts Forest?
Apparently, Jimmy Carragher, apparently.
Well, I don't like Jimmy Carragher since he spat at that young lad years ago, and that seems to be forgotten, but I haven't forgotten.
Well, I want Yates back very soon.
Yeah. I mean, Cooper hasn't started his proper lineup yet, has he? Newcastle, you'll see, as near as damn it, the starting lineup he wants. Oh, he was in the same stand as us. Okay, well, if you see us or we see you, come and say hi. And Ali McCoist, that Welsh bloke, Scottish.
Ali McCoist do it.
The times I've commented on Talk Sport when they've called us Notts Forest. I mean, these are professional football broadcasters. Are they doing it to wind us up, or are they just ignorant? There's no such team as Notts Forest. No, Phil, we're not firing on all cylinders. Probably 2.5. Yeah, give us a wave, mate. Come and say hello.
Now, Lingard's not going to get an England chance now. He won't get a chance there.
Nottingham County. Yes, thanks for that. We've been called that. I remember David Coleman, who's a sports commentator from the God knows how long ago, calling us Nottingham County. Notts Forest. At Wembley, the stadium announcer called us Notts Forest, didn't she? When we was outside queuing up. All Notts Forest fans, please stand on one leg and wave or do something, whatever it was she said. I wasn't listening because by that time I was furious.
See a booze. All the Forest fans.
What time will we arriving Tuesday evening? What time's kickoff? Say 7:45. About 5:45, 6 o'clock, something like that.
Busy.
I hate what? Please report him.
He's a FIFA channel.
Oh, okay, right. Thoughts on the track? Well, we've done some.
Quite a huge amount of business, really.
Yes. Nottinghamshire Forest County FC. Good name. Who are they? We are Nottingham Forest, or if you haven't got time to write the whole name, just NOTTM. You'll get away with it.
Or just Forest.
I've even complained to Amazon when you're looking at Forest stuff and they put Notts Forest. Yeah, early days. It's pre-season.
That's interesting.
Mr. Cooper has got it. Oh, good clearance die by Lyle. I don't think we should loan Lyle out again, you know. I think he needs to be there. Yeah, you think you're probably right. We do moan about being Notts, but they call us Notts to wind us up. Yeah, it's always going to happen, isn't it? Oh, Nottingham Trees, another good name. Christopher Lynch, you've got it right, mate. That'll do.
Well, yeah, we definitely need another striker. We need Surridge back as well.
We do, yeah.
Definitely. But I do feel like we've definitely overpaid for a 1 based off the few games we've seen of him. I mean, hopefully it proves us wrong.
It will prove us wrong. Yeah, Ian, you're right, mate.
No one's really trying, are they?
They're not trying. They're just sort of like trotting. But you think a team like these, Valencia, it's a test. Yeah, we are Nottingham.
Valencia will be a big test. Not
wherever you go in the world, be proud of the fact you're from Nottingham. Don't change your accent, me duck. I never say me duck, but Annie, what does that mean? Co. Yeah, I would hang on to Lard Taylor. 1, because I like him, and 2, he does have moments of brilliance.
194 people. That's the most we've had all stream, so I appreciate that, everyone.
Nottinghamshire Community Council Trees and Bushes FC. Yes, let's have that on our badge.
196, it's gone up. If you are new, which I'm sure you are, please hit the like button, subscribe to us if you're new. We do all sorts of stuff, a lot of it to do with Forest. I'll be vlogging all the Forest games next season. So, yeah, please, we very much appreciated if you could help us out. But as for this game, it hasn't been what you call outstanding, to be honest. But it is pre-season ultimately.
Annie, I see what you've done now, mate. Come on, you Reds. Yes. What does Forest stand for? Fighting off relegation every Saturday tea. So no, this coming season, I'm thinking 13th, 14th.
Well, we've got to play better than this.
Yeah, Ian, you're right, mate. They're sort of like, perhaps I don't want to get injured. Going to do a crunching tackle. Right, Union corner. I mean, they've practically got a full stadium, haven't they? How long to go? About 3 minutes. Jay saying 17th. Okay, I'll even take that at a push.
I'll just take anywhere above 17th.
Not getting relegated.
Just to stay up.
Trick or trees all the way. Yep. Oh, if we finish top 2.
No.
I can only dream. What's up with him? Get up. Is that who's the French lad?
Bianco. No?
Yeah.
He looks pretty good, to be honest.
20th from Derby. Okay. Yeah, Derby lost to Leicester, was it, today?
Mm-hmm.
Well, just to remind me, viewer, and David, where are Derby County and Nil FC? I've forgotten, David.
League One.
Derby County, Nil FC.
I think they're in League One. I'm not that interested.
League One.
I'm not that interested in the low division. So.
No. What a shame they went down. Oh, no, it's not actually. Good company. Very broad Nottingham accent. Yep, that does happen though, doesn't it? And yep. No, don't put your accent up. Just do your actual action. I mean, years ago, people tried to change their accent, but I don't believe that. You should stick. You should be proud of it. Had a bad owner. Yep. Oh, they're in League One. Thanks. I didn't know that. Oh, I'm not actually bothered.
People thought to remind us of that, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Derby playing Forest Green. See, I even want Forest Green Rovers to beat them.
Oh, yes, of course.
Yeah, let's do a Leicester and win the title. I was glad when Leicester won the title. It made a change from the so-called top 6. What kind of shot was that from that lad there?
This has been such a boring game.
Yeah. But I forget whoever it was that said that they're not trying. I think it's because they don't want to get injured. I mean, Worrell there, look, he was just a few seconds behind, milliseconds behind the tackle there.
There we go.
Is that it? No injury time?
Well,
Yeah, I don't speak posh. I just speak, properly.
just don't really know what to say to that, to be honest.
I'd never say my duck. So, no extra time, no penalties? No?
What's your thoughts on the new Peter Taylor stand? Well, I mean, it needs to happen, but there's a big downside. For a whole year, it looks like there won't be any fans there.
Yeah, where are we going to sit?
Well, we'll have to relocate, but this is the thing. You can't relocate all those people.
No, you can't. No, so somebody's got to miss out, and it's going to be a fight to.
However, the good thing is in the long run, it will be worth it because you'll have a bigger stadium, a better stadium. But it does mean that for a whole, because at the end of this season, they're going to start it.
It's got to happen, and
they're going to knock down the.
I mean, I think we've got a good ground. I think the location of it ought to be somewhere else, but you obviously can't shift. It's just a Peter Taylor. It needs to be upgraded. Then
they're going to build the new one.
Yeah.
And then
I mean, this is why we're not playing home games at the City Ground at the minute, because they're bringing the ground up to Premier League standard. Who do you think is going to be our second and last loan? Well, Michelangelo, I think.
Well, we can still sign one player on loan.
Go on then.
It has to be the option to buy it, doesn't it?
Where will be parking? I usually park at County Hall, Eve. It's just convenient for when it takes like 40 odd minutes to get out there at the end of the game, but
frustrating game, really. I mean, it's pre-season, isn't it? But ultimately, it just wasn't really the best. We saw a lot of the new players again. We saw O'Brien play for the first time. Toffolo played again. Niakate looks pretty good still. We're still a little bit concerned about Awani. I'm not sure whether he's going to be capable or not. But I thank you all very much for watching this. We've had a lot of people in here.
Yeah. Thanks for the comment, Elbow.
Over 198 times. That really is fantastic. One more time, if you are new, please hit the like button. Please subscribe to the channel. It really, really does mean a lot and helps a lot as well. I want to take this,
you Reds.
I want to take this as far as I can, hopefully. So, every little helps. And I agree with that comment from Thomas. We'll take Kieran Davis on loan.
Yeah.
To get him back, in my opinion. We're desperate for a striker. In my opinion, I think the strikers we had last season in Davis and Surrey both still look better than I wanted. Based off what we've seen so far, but that's still early days.
Yeah.
But thanks for watching, everyone. I have no idea when I'll next be live now. I said that in the last stream, but thought being as it's pre-season, I do streams to the games I can watch.
Yeah.
I'll be at the next two, and then when the actual season gets going, there'll be plenty of content. So stay tuned for that. And thanks for watching, everyone, and up the Reds.
You Reds.